Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear friend, today my topic history and introduction of Rawalpindi. Rawalpindi is an old and historic city. Rawalpindi is a beautiful city. Rawalpindi is the big and a capital city of Punjab, Pakistan. The old city due to its historical places. First of all, I will introduce you about this historical city. Rawalpindi. Rawalpindi was incorporated as a municipality in 1867 and contains Ayub National Park, Liaquat Gardens, a polytechnic school, a police training institute, an armed forces medical college, and several colleges affiliated with the University of the Punjab. It is also the Pakistan Army headquarters. Rawalpindi is on the Pothar Plateau and remained a small town of less importance up until 18th century. Pothar region was known for its ancient Hindu and Buddhist heritage, especially in the neighboring town of Texla, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. In 1765, the ruling Gakhars were defeated and the city came under Sikh rule. Rawalpindi, from a small regional town, became an important city within the Sikh Empire based at Lahore. The city's Babu Mahalla neighborhood was once home to a community of Jewish traders that had fled marched Persia in the 1830s. The city was conquered by the British Raj in 1849 and in the late 19th century became the largest garrison town of the British Indian Army's Northern Command, as its climate suited the British authorities. Britain's army elevated the city from a small town to the third largest city in Punjab by 1921. Following the partition of British India in 1947, the city became home of the headquarters of the Pakistan Army retaining its status as a major military city. On 27th December 2007, Rawalpindi was the site of the assassination of former Prime Minister Benazir Bhutto. Construction of Pakistan's new purpose built national capital city of Islamabad in 1961 led to greater investment in the city provided by IMF and local banks, as well as a brief stint as the country's capital before the completion of Islamabad. Modern Rawalpindi is socially and economically intertwined with Islamabad and the greater metropolitan area. The city is also home to numerous suburban housing developments that serve as bedroom communities for workers in Islamabad. As home to the GHQ of the Pakistan Army and PF base Nurhan, and with connections to the M1 and M2 motorway, Rawalpindi is the major logistic and transportation center of northern Pakistan. The city is also home to historic havelis and temples and serves as a hub for tourists visiting Rohtas Fort, Azad Kashmir Texla, and Gilgit Baltistan. Now I start with the history of Rawalpindi. Origins. The region around Rawalpindi has been inhabited for thousands of years. Rawalpindi falls within the ancient boundaries of Gandhara and is thus in a region containing many Buddhist ruins. In the region northwest of Rawalpindi, traces have been found of at least 55 stupas, 28 Buddhist monasteries, 9 temples, and various artifacts in the Kharoshthi script. Possible Kushinos Sasanians plate excavated in Rawalpindi 4th century CE, British Museum 124093. Now see the picture of Kushino Sasanian plate. The fasting Buddha on display at the British Museum in London was discovered in Rawalpindi. To the southeast are the ruins of the Mankiala Stupa, a 2nd century stupa, where according to the Jataka tales, a previous incarnation of the Buddha leapt off a cliff in order to offer his crops to salmon-hungry tiger cubs. The nearby town of Texla is thought to have been home to the world's first university. Sir Alexander Cunningham identified ruins on the site of the Rawalpindi cantonment as the ancient of city of Gajnipur or Gajnipur, the capital of the Bhatti tribe in the ages preceding the Christian era. Picture of the fasting Buddha on display at British Museum in London was discovered in Rawalpindi. Medieval. The first mention of Rawalpindi's earliest settlement dates from when Mahmud of Ghazni destroyed Rawalpindi and the town was restored by Gakhar chief Kai Gohar in the early 11th century. The town fell into decay again after Mongol invasions in the 14th century. Situated along an invasion route, the settlement did not prosper and remained deserted until 1493 when Janda Khan re-established the ruined town and named it Rawal. Mughal. During the Mughal era, Rawalpindi remained under the rule of the Gakhar clan, who in turn pledged allegiance to the Mughal Empire. The city was developed as an important outpost in order to guard the frontiers of the Mughal realm. Gakhars fortified a nearby Caravanserai in the 16th century, transforming it into the Rabat fort in order to defend the Potahar plateau from Sher Shah Suri's forces. Construction of the Attock fort in 1581 after Akbar led a campaign against his brother Mirza Muhammad Hakim. Further securing Rawalpindi's environment. The 16th century Rawat fort offered military protection in Rawalpindi during the Mughal era. Rawalpindi remained under the rule of the Gakhad King, who is trumpet. Mughals. In December 1585, the Emperor Akbar arrived in Rawalpindi and remained in and around Rawalpindi for 13 years. As he extended the frontiers of the empire in an era described as a glorious period. In his career as emperor, with the onset of chaos and rivalry between Gakhad chiefs after the death of Kamal Khan in 1559, Rawalpindi was awarded to Said Khan by a Mughal emperor. The Emperor Jahangir visited the royal camp in Rawalpindi in 1622, where the first learned of Shahbaz I of Persia's plan to invade Kandahar. Sikh Masail. Rawalpindi declined in importance as Mughal power declined until the town was captured in mid-1760s from Mukarrab Khan by the Sikhs under Sardar Gujar Singh and his son Sahib Singh. The city's administration was handed to Sardar Milkha Singh, who then invited traders from the neighboring commercial centers of Jhelum and Shahpur to settle in territory in 1766. The city then began to prosper, although the population in 1770 is estimated to have been only about 300 families. Rawalpindi became at time the refuge of Shah Shuja, the exiled king of Afghanistan, and of his brother Shah Zaman in the early 19th century. Sikh Empire. Sikh ruler Maharaja Ranjit Singh allowed the son of Sardar Milkha Singh to continue as governor of Rawalpindi. After Ranjit Singh seized the district in 1810, Sikh rule over Rawalpindi was consolidated by defeat of the Afghans at Hyderabad in July 1813. The Sikh rulers allied themselves with some of the local Kakkad tribes and jointly defeated Sayyid Ahmad Barelvi at Akoda Hatak in 1827 and again in 1831 in Balakot. Jews first arrived in Rawalpindi's Babu Mahalla neighborhood from Mashhad, Persia in 1839 in order to flee from anti-Jew's instituted by the Qajar dynasty in 1841. Diwan Kishan Kaur was appointed Sardar of Rawalpindi. On 14 March 1849, Sardar Chattar Singh and Raja Sher Singh of the Sikh Empire surrendered to General Gilbert near Rawalpindi, ceding the city to the British. The Sikh Empire then came to an end on 29 March 1849. British. Rawalpindi's Fatima Jinnah Women University is housed in a Victorian mansion. Map of Votohar. Following Rawalpindi's capture by the British East India Company, 53rd Regiment of the Company Army took quarters in the newly captured city. The decision to man a permanent military cantonment in the city was made in 1851 by the Marquess of Dalhousie. The city saw its first telegraph office in the early 1850s. The city's Christian church was built shortly after in 1854 and is the site where Robert Millman, Bishop of Calcutta, was buried following his death in Rawalpindi in 1876. The city was home to 15,913 people in the 1855 census. During the 1857 Spy Mutiny, the area's Kakkads and Janjua tribes remained loyal to the British. Numerous civil and military buildings were built during the British era. The municipality of Rawalpindi was constituted in 1867, while the city population as per the 1868 census was 18,022. 1868 census was 19,228 with another 9,358 people residing in the city's cantonment. The city was also connected to railways that offered connection to India and northwest frontier in Peshawar in the 1880s. The commiserate steam flour mills were the first such mills in Punjab and supplied most of the need of British cantonment throughout the Punjab. Rawalpindi's cantonment served as a feeder to other cantonments. Throughout the region. British Rawalpindi Rawalpindi's history. The British Rawalpindi flourished as a commercial center though the city remained largely devoid of the industry. An industrial base during the British era. A large portion of Kashmir's external trade passing through the city. In 1885, 14% of Kashmir's exports and 27% of its imports passed through the city. A large market was opened in central Rawalpindi. In 1883 by Sardar Shujan Singh. While the British further developed a shopping district for the city. City's elite, known as Sardar, with an archway, built the commemorate Brigadier General Massey. Statue of Queen Victoria, Rawalpindi. 1939, Rawalpindi's cantonment became a major center of military power of the Raj. After an arsenal was established in 1883, Britain's army elevated the city from a small town to the third largest city in Punjab by 1921. In 1868, In 1868, 9,358 people lived in the city cantonment. By 1891, the number rose to 37,870. In 1891, the city's population, excluding the cantonment, was 34,153. The city was considered to be a favored first posting for newly arrived soldiers from England, owing to the city's agreeable climate and the nearby hill station of Murray. History of Rawalpindi continuing British in 1901 Rawalpindi was made the winter headquarters of the Northern Command and of the Rawalpindi Military Division. Riots broke out against British rule in 1905 following a famine in Punjab. That peasants were led to believe was a deliberate deliberate act. During World War, Rawalpindi district stood first among districts in recruiting for the British war effort, with journal with greater financial assistance from the British government channeled into the area is returned. By 1921, Rawalpindi's cantonment had overshadowed the city. Rawalpindi was one of 7 cities of Punjab in which over half the population lived in the cantonment district. Commercial riots erupted between Rawalpindi's Sikh and Muslim communities in 1926 after Sikhs refused to silence music from a procession that were passing in front of a mosque. HMS Rawalpindi was launched as an ocean liner in 1925 by Harland and Wolff, the same company which built RMS Titanic. The ship was converted into an armored vessel and was struck in October 1939. The British government carried out gas testing on Indian troops during the Rawalpindi's experiments over the course of more than a decade beginning in the 1930s. Partition. On 5 March 1947, members of Rawalpindi's Hindu and Sikh communities took out a procession against the formation of a Muslim ministry within the government. Of Punjab. Policemen fired upon protesters while Hindu and Sikhs fought against weaker Muslims counter-protests. The area's first partition riots erupted the next day on 6 March 1947. On 5 March 1947, members of Rawalpindi Hindu and Sikh communities took out a procession against the formation of a Muslim ministry within the government of Punjab. Police fired upon protesters while Hindu and Sikhs fought against weaker Muslim counter-protesters. The area's first partition riots erupted the next day on 6 March 1947, when the city's Muslims, angered by the action of Hindus and Sikhs and encouraged by the Pir of Gola Sharif, raided nearby villages after they were unable to do so in the city on account of Rawalpindi's heavily armed Sikhs. At the dawn of Pakistan independence in 1947, following the success of the Pakistan movement, Rawalpindi was a 43.79% Muslims, while Rawalpindi district as a whole was 80% Muslim. The region, on account of its large Muslim majority, was thus awarded to Pakistan. Rawalpindi's Hindu and Sikh population, who had made up 33.72% and 17.32% of the city, migrated en masse to the newly independent dominant of India after anti-Hindu and anti-Sikh program in western Punjab, while Muslim refugees from India settled in the city following anti-Muslim programs in eastern Punjab and northern India. Modern Murray Road is one of the main arteries in Rawalpindi. Bahria Town is an affordable locality in Rawalpindi. 6th Road Clock Tower, Rawalpindi. In the years following independence, Rawalpindi saw an influx of Muhajir, Pashtun, and Kashmiri settlers, having been the largest British cantonment in the region at the dawn of Pakistan's independence. Rawalpindi was chosen as headquarters for the Pakistan Army, despite the fact that Karachi has been selected as the first capital of Pakistan. My dear friends, thanks for watching my video. Please like and subscribe so that my all upcoming videos will be available to you. The video is to be continued. The next video should be uploaded soon. Therefore, my friends, please like and subscribe so all my incoming videos will be available to you. Thank you very much. I need your subscription. Now to be continued for the second part. Thanks, my dear friends.